All right, so natural pointers. Do this for me. Go into a stack pose with Danielle stacked in front of, and then I want you to hug Danielle across the belly. Just go across the belly. And then Danielle, put your hands in. Open up to the audience so everybody can see. Perfect. Okay, so visual weight, what happens, where do we look right now? There's kind of a lot of attention going here, right? There's a lot of stuff going on there. So, which is great. If we're shooting a maternity shot, fantastic. We want that attention there. But if we're not doing maternity and it's not the prom, then we probably wouldn't necessarily do that. But the thing is that I always say that these rules are meant to be broken because I will sometimes do this. But there's certain situations. If I'm shooting a couple and maybe she's a little bit overweight, I would not do this pose because that brings the attention to the stomach. But if she looks flawless, like Danielle, then it doesn't really matter. And I can put them in this pose and have a very intimate connection to them and create that. But I need to understand that if I put 4 hands going to a place, it's going to draw attention there. So we know when to draw attention, when not to draw attention. The other pointers is pull apart from each other for 1 second. Just you can step apart from each other. Guys oftentimes do this. Do the thumbs in with the fingers doing this. Okay, and point them in. Yeah. I don't know why guys do this. It's like a masculine thing. You're like, what's up? But then when you look at the shot later on, you're like, dude, there's like 8 fingers pointing towards your crotch. It has that visual weight towards it, right? Because the fingers are natural pointers. So know that your fingers, your hands, your arms, wherever these things lead to in a frame, if you're posing them, if you're creating energy with them, there needs to be a purpose for it, and it needs to be where you actually want the eyes to go. If you want the eyes to go, like that's why fashion stuff look like this, because they want the eyes like to go, they want your eyes to go right to their face. And so they'll like use the hand to like point into the face. Is this right? Okay, thanks. Got it. I love it that the boom was on the moment that it shouldn't have been on. That's all right. Okay, so usually with the hands, when they're holding hands, we like to do simple fingers. So when you guys hold hands, just hold hands like this. That's the natural thing though. Do that, the interwoven thing. So most couples do this. This kind of stuff, I need to like say this once again because like I want to give you guys rules and frameworks and systems without making them rule your lives, okay? So the thing is that does not break a pose. Neither does if he's holding her around the stomach and it's a perfect expression, it does not, you should still deliver it. It's a great photograph, right? These are just things to be aware of. The fingers here look a little bit complicated. It's not a big deal if I'm shooting it wide. It's a very small part of the frame. But if I'm shooting it tight and they have this going on, it looks like shrimp cocktail. Not, right? Like the shrimp hanging off the glass and That's live shrimp. In China, they do live shrimp a lot on the cocktail. It's interesting. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I like to do simple hands. Just go over. There you go. Perfect. Just like that. Great. There's certain things too. I'm going to show you guys some body language stuff real quick. Watch this. If you were to hold his, so do this. Hold on to her wrist right there. What does that do right now? Like, can you guys tell me what connotation that has? Okay. Why? How did every single one of you know that? Without studying body language or anything. How did every single one of you know that? Don't like it when it happens? Does it not remind us of like being a parent and grabbing and going for... Uh-huh. Okay. So if they're in a sitting position and they're grasping arms and you see a wrist grabbed, you promptly move the hand towards the forearm or up towards this side or down or towards the hand. Don't go for the wrist. These are those pieces of body language that, and you wouldn't do this for like a walk, like, oh, grab her wrist, let's go for a walk. Like, that's not the shot that we're gonna do. But oftentimes, like if you guys were hugging together or close together, that can naturally happen when he brings his hand to the wrist, like that, okay? And then you go, okay, just slide the hand down onto the arm a little bit, maybe go even for the back of her arm and so forth. So be aware of those things in the hands. The hands have a lot of power. Okay, we talked about hip space. I gave you guys that awesome example, which I don't think nobody's said it better than that. So I hope nobody's shown it better than that. One other thing I wanted to talk about was pose duplication. Basically, we can create a sense of naturalness by not having the couple do exactly the same thing as each other. Roberto did this too. He called it mirroring, copying, mirroring, one of those things. But basically, what we're trying to do is, if you guys are hugging against each other, and do the exact same thing. So both of you guys hold each other in the hips. Okay? This generally is going to feel a little bit posed. It's okay if we want it to feel posed. But if you don't want it to feel posed, then we create a sense of naturalness by doing something different with their arms. Okay? So they just need to not be duplicating each other in a pose. Make sense? Eye lines to frame. We want our eye lines generally leading down and towards each other, or one going into the camera. If she goes, what's out this way, and she looks towards that side and he's looking down towards her, this would be okay if there was a sunset over here and we framed it so that you could see the sunset, right? But if we're cropping the frame off right here and she's looking outside the edge of the frame, that's going to be a little bit odd. All right, so again, if he is looking towards her and you guys go kind of like that shot, all you have to do is just tilt her chin forward towards the camera, have her look towards his chest, like right down, like right at the pocket. Do his nipple, look right at the nipple. Yep, there you go, perfect, fantastic. I do this stuff a lot when we're posing. Again, know your clients, know what you can get away with and stuff with your clients, but I'll say things like this a lot because you get reactions, and those reactions are so fantastic for candids and everything. All right, communication and cues, that's next. All right, guys, I think you guys are good for now. Thank you, guys. Give them a hand. Perfect. So if you guys want more info on posing body language, I'm working on this thing. I have no idea when I'm going to have that done. But right now, you can go look at Picture Perfect Posing, which is fantastic. Posing 101, Lindsay Adler, she's amazing. She references a lot of stuff from Roberto's class, too. And Power of Body Language, Vanessa Van Edwards. Vanessa, these three are friends of mine. They're fantastic people and educators. Vanessa has a code as well, which I think Kenna knows. And I think it's like Vanessa Power 30. And they'll put that up. She has a coupon code if you guys are interested. Some of my other favorites, so I love studying body language. The definitive book on body language, these are very inexpensive books on Amazon, 20, 30 bucks. Same with this one, guys. You guys need to have that book. Definitive Pose on Body Language, a book on body language. What everybody is saying, this is a book that was done by a former FBI agent who basically studied interrogation and so forth, which a lot of it applies to engagement photography, guys. I know it's like interrogation, but, and the charisma myth. Another one of my favorites.